When the old woman collapsed outside the elegant country club cafe, no one moved. Members sipped their lattes, judging her wrinkled clothes and dusty shoes. Only one person, a young waitress with trembling hands and an apron stained from a long shift, rushed to help. The whispers began instantly, cruel and loud enough for her to hear. But that single act of compassion would soon flip the entire HOA community upside down, because the poor old woman she helped wasn't just anyone. The Willow Creek Estates HOA prided itself on exclusivity. Every blade of grass manicured, every visitor scrutinized. The residents, lawyers, retired executives, and social climbers saw themselves as royalty behind iron gates. The waitress, Mia, had worked at the community cafe for nearly 2 years. She knew every face, every fake smile, every order by heart. She endured the stares, the clipped tones, and the subtle reminders that she didn't belong. That morning, when the old woman tripped on the uneven walkway, no one reacted. The HOA president merely frowned, muttering about outsiders cluttering the entrance. But Mia ran from behind the counter, kneeling beside the woman. She gently brushed away the dirt, offered her water, and stayed until an ambulance arrived. The residents rolled their eyes. "Always playing the hero," one whispered. "She just wants attention," another added, probably hoping for a tip. Mia said nothing, just went back to work, her hands still shaking. 2 days later, sleek black cars rolled through the HOA gates. Out stepped a man in an impeccably tailored suit, Richard Sterling, the reclusive billionaire whose family had funded half the community's development. His face was tight with fury as he requested an emergency meeting with the HOA board. Every resident attended, curious and smug, until Richard played the cafe's security footage on the big screen. There it was, the fall, the laughter, the judgment, and Mia, the waitress, kneeling beside his mother. The billionaire's voice trembled, not with rage, but disbelief. He revealed that his mother, a retired philanthropist, had disguised herself that morning, hoping to see how the upper class treated those they deemed beneath them. The silence that followed was suffocating. Then came the verdict, swift and merciless. The HOA president and several board members were removed. The cafe was immediately purchased by the Sterling Foundation, renamed Grace's Table after the billionaire's mother. Mia was offered a management position and a scholarship to study hospitality management. Weeks later, the gates of Willow Creek seemed less shiny, the arrogance dulled by shame. Residents whispered about the day the waitress changed everything. The once mock girl now stood proudly at the counter, serving both the humbled and the repentant with the same quiet grace. And the old woman, now publicly revealed as Grace Sterling, visited often, always smiling at Mia with warmth the others could never fake. Some say the HOA still hasn't recovered its old reputation. Others say it never deserved to, because in a world obsessed with status, it took one humble act to expose who truly belonged. Sometimes, the richest heart wears the poorest clothes. Would you have stopped to help her?